Hello yogis, welcome back. My name is Naomi and today we are going to do a balancing and stability yoga flow. And it might not be the easiest yoga flow, so if you are a beginner, you might want to start somewhere else. You can find some more beginner videos on my channel. And if you're looking for something more challenging, then this might be the right video for you. So have fun and grab your mats and let's get started. So we are going to start on the hands and the knees. So you can place the hands on your mat below the shoulders and you can place the knees below the hips. So there's space in between the knees. We are starting with an extended arms and legs. So you need your balance for this one. You can reach out the right arm in front of you and then your left leg to the back. You want to pull your navel back in and up. So in every balancing posture we are doing, you want to activate your abs. So reach your left leg all the way to the back and reach your right arm to the front. So you want to create one straight line and make sure you do not open your left hip. So you want to keep pointing it down towards the floor. And make sure your neck is long. You can look in front of you on the mat. And see if you can find a little bit more relaxation in your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here you can bend your left knee and see if you can grab your foot with your right hand. And maybe you push your foot into your hand and you're here. It's a little bit more challenging. If this is not the posture for you, then just reach out your arm. But if you are wobbling, that's fine. Just get into it and then fall out of it and then come back. Breathe in. And breathe out. You can let go of your foot. Place your hand and your knee back on the floor. Moving to the other side. Make sure the right hand is right below your shoulder. And stretch out the left arm. And then you can reach the right leg back. So we're just switching sides. And make sure you're in one straight line again. Pull your navel back in and up. Rotate your right hip down to the floor. Contracting the muscles in your leg. Just keep breathing. See if you can stay calm in this posture. And then you can bend the right knee. And see if you can grab your foot with your left hand. And then push your foot into your hand. And maybe you're here. Just practice. Breathe in. And slowly breathe out. One more time, breathe in. And on your out breath, you can let go. See if you can put your knee and your hand back on the floor with control. From here, moving into your plank pose. So place the hands below the shoulders, curl your toes in the floor and lift the knees up. In your plank pose, I don't want to see this. So please do not go there. You want to bring the hips in line with your shoulders. And it might be hard, but if you're practicing now, if you do it more often, this will be easier and easier. So practice now. Okay, pull your navel back in and up. And maybe push the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then lift the hips up, downward facing dog. So place the hands shoulder width apart and place the feet hip width apart and push your heels towards the floor. Rotate the shoulders away from the ears. And really push your hands and your knuckles in the floor. For some of you, it's really nice to bend the knees a little. if that's more comfortable. From here you can place your left hand on the outside of your right calf, or maybe you can reach your ankle. If this is pretty challenging for you, then you can also bring your right hand a little bit more to the middle and then reach out to your right leg. It's just a little bit easier. I think so. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place your left hand back on the floor and switch sides. So reach out the right arm to the left calf or ankle. And maybe you want to look up under your arm. Breathe in. And breathe out. Place your hand back on the floor. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. You can move forward in your plank pose. We are moving into a baby chaturanga. So you can lower down the knees, then bring the weight forward, keep the elbows in, and then slowly lower down your chest to the floor and place your forehead on the floor. Then breathe in, lift up into a cobra. So the hips are touching the floor, elbows are in, shoulders are down. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower down, curl your toes and push yourself back into downward facing dog. From here we're moving into a high lunge. So you can bring your right foot forward in between the hands. Your back heel is off the floor, but you want to reach your back heel towards the floor. Then from here you reach up and lift the arms. So your high lunge, if this is too much, you can always lower down, place the knee on the floor, otherwise you're here. You can interlace the fingers if you like, and see if you can touch your arms to the ears. And maybe look up and open your chest a little bit more. But make sure your hips are lowering down to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. We are going to slowly move into Warrior 2. So from here, you can bring your left heel on the floor, rotate it on the floor, and then open up the arms to the side and look over your middle finger to the front. So when you're here, your toes are pointing inwards towards you. And then just pull your navel back in and up, and make sure the front and back arm are in one straight line. And see if you can still see your big toe. If you can't, just push your knee a little bit out to the side. I also see a lot of people reaching forward in those warriors, but you don't really need to. You can just keep your shoulders above the hips. You just want to sink deeper into the hips, that's all. Breathe in and breathe out. Push your feet into your mat. And check your shoulders. We tend to keep quite some tension there. Breathe in. And on your out breath, you can straighten out the front leg. We are moving into triangle pose. For this posture, you want to bring the feet a little bit closer. The back heel is still on the floor. The toes are still pointing inward. Reach out the arms. Breathe in. On your out breath, you can reach forward and then turn the arms and look up and open your chest. See if you can bring the arms in one straight line. Maybe look up, but if your neck is hurting, look down. Okay, we are going to prepare for your balancing posture. This is called half moon. One of my favorite balancing postures. But it might not be your favorite at first. You can use your block for this posture. Place your left hand on your hip and then bend your front knee, and then you can reach your right hand towards the floor and lift your left leg up. In half moon, you can open the hip. So you want to bring the hips on top of each other. So if you have your block, you might use that as a support. but ideally you just want to reach the fingers towards the floor. And maybe you can lift your left arm up. And for some of you, it might be nice to flex your foot, but I like to point it. Just make sure you're contracting the muscles in your leg. Also, your abs are still active. If you want more challenge, you can also look up. So slowly breathe in. And with control, can you place your left leg back on the floor and come back into your triangle pose? If your shoulder is hurting right now, just place your arm on your lower back, maybe you're there. So if you were struggling in your half moon, don't worry. If you need to come out and come back into the posture, keep doing that. Before you know it, you're really stable in your half moon. Breathe in. And breathe out, reach both arms down to the floor. We are moving into pyramid pose. So in this posture, you want to point the hips forward. The hands are below the shoulders. Breathe in, lift halfway up. Breathe out and fall down. Bring your nose to your knee. Stay here. If you cannot reach your hands to the floor, you can use your block and place your hands on your block. So make sure the front knee is still straight. You can remember this posture by the shape of the legs, the pyramid pose. But if you have a slight bend in your front leg, that's fine. Just stay there, breathe into your hamstring. Breathe in. On your out breath, you can bend the front knee. Maybe you need to place the feet a little bit further away again. And then open up back into warrior two. Breathe in. On your out breath, place the hands back on the floor. Come back into your plank pose. Pull your navel back in and up. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower down on the knees. Bring the weight forward. Keep the elbows in and slowly lower down. Breathe in, cobra. Keep your hips on the floor, elbows in, shoulders down. Breathe out, fall down. Anchor your toes and push yourself back into your downward facing dog. We're going to repeat all of it on the other side. So breathe in. And on your out breath, step your left foot forward. The back heel is off the floor, but push it towards the floor. Make sure the back leg is stable and then lift up. That is something that helps me to keep my balance when I reach up in my high lunge. Check your front knee. You want to keep it in line with the ankle. And some of you might find it more comfortable to bring a slight bend in the back knee as well. Pull your navel in and up. Open up your chest. Maybe interlace the fingers. Maybe stretch out the arms. Maybe touch the ears. Breathe in, open up your chest. Breathe in. And breathe out. We are going to open in warrior two. So turn your back heel on the floor. Toes are still pointing inwards. Open up the arms and look forward. Keep pushing your feet into the mat. Pull your navel back in and up. And check your shoulders. Are they relaxed? Maybe push your knee to the left a little bit more so you can see your big toe. Breathe in. And breathe out. Straighten the front leg. Bring the feet a little bit closer. Reach out the arms, reach forward, and then open up the arms. Again, the front leg is straight, so it's a little bit of a rest here. But we're again moving into our half moon on the other side, and you might feel a little different on the other side as well. So don't judge yourself if you have differences. So breathe in. On your out breath, place your right hand on the hip, look down. Bend your front leg. Move your right leg closer and reach your left arm to the floor and reach out the right leg. Open up your hip. It might be nice to have a slight bend in your knee, especially in the beginning. Maybe use your block. Maybe open up the right arm as well. It's quite a full body pose. So your abs are active and your back leg is active. You're opening up. Open up the hip. Point your foot or flex it. Breathe in. On your out breath, can you slowly come back with control and step your right leg back on the floor, opening up in triangle pose. Breathe in. And breathe out, and then place both hands back on the floor for pyramid pose. Maybe bring the feet a little bit closer again. Then breathe in, create space in your spine and your neck. And on your out breath, you can fall down, bring your nose to your knee, stay here. Maybe use your block if you need to. Check your hips, they're pointing forward. So this time we're not opening up, we're pointing the hips forward. Keep breathing into your front hamstring. Breathe in. And breathe out. Open up into warrior two. You might want to adjust your feet again. Breathe in, sink deeper on your out breath. And then you can slowly place the hands back on the floor. Step back into your plank pose. Breathe in. And breathe out, lower down on the knees. Baby chaturanga. Move your weight forward, come down slowly. And then breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, fall down. Come back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Then place the knees on the floor and rest in child's pose. Bring the arms down your side, forehead on the floor. Just breathe into your belly. Breathe in. And on your out breath, you can slowly roll yourself back up. We are going to end this practice with a hip opening posture, which is called pigeon pose. It's one of my favorites. So you can come back into downward facing dog, or you can always do this one on the knees first. Then bring your left knee into your chest and rotate your knee out to the side, and then place it down, and then reach out the right leg behind you. If you do not like to come into the posture from downward facing dog, just do it on the knees and then come into the posture. Your hips are pointing forward. So if you are really high up, you might want to support the hips or support your chest with a pillow. We're not staying here for too long, around a minute. Just fall down, forehead on the floor or maybe on a block. Also make sure the front knee is not in the middle. So really make sure you place it on the outside of your left hip. That is really important in this posture. And see if you can try to bring the weight in the middle and not sink down to one side. Slowly breathe in. And on your out breath, come back up on the hands and step back into your downward facing dog right away, or step back on the knees first. That's also fine. And then step back into downward facing dog. We're going to switch to the other side. So bring your right knee into your chest, rotate the knee out to the side, place it down and reach out the left leg. Breathe in, maybe open up the chest. Breathe out and fold down. So again, use your props if you need to. We are not staying here for a long time, but you want to be comfortable. Pain is not a good idea. So try to find the options. You also might notice one hip is tighter than the other, and that's also fine. Slowly breathe in, and on your out breath, come back up. Move yourself back into your downward facing dog one more time. Breathe in, breathe out, and then place the knees back on the floor. Rest in child's pose for just a minute or so. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. And follow your breath. If you like to stay here longer, stay here. Otherwise, slowly bring yourself back up. Come back into a cross-legged position. So yogis, I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Let me know in the comments if you thought this practice was hard or easy. We did practice a baby chaturanga today, so it wasn't maybe as hard as you thought it would be. But let me know, and if you liked this video, then give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more. And I post new videos every Monday and Friday, so if you don't want to miss out on anything, make sure you hit the notification bell. And then I will see you next time. Place your hands together, breathe in and breathe out. Namaste.